Ezreal 2 games in a row, and then the Corki game.
Yeah, which is just, it's really strange, but they just really wanted Trundle. Even though that wasn't going to win the lane for him, they wanted Trundle to pick and catch people out of position. So Xpecial was performing on it really well, though.
That did win the game 3 for them. It was Xpecial who got the final auto attack on Fabi. So
yeah,
maybe any other champion, you never know.
Maybe.
But again, we're going through picks and bans. Acadian's Gragas continually banned away. Zed, Kalista, Nidalee, again out of Liquid Academy. First pick, Corki, no surprise there. Killed Police, huge effect on that. And then the Graves counter pick.
Well, the Graves just take away at this point. Taking it away from Keen, making sure he doesn't have that champion. You freed up yourself that ban, put it back on Nidalee, Kalista, and Zed. So now, is this a mid lane, jungle, top, 80 carry Graves, flexible in 4 roles at this point. And we don't also know where that Corki's going, because we saw Police play it previously.
Yeah, we'll see where he ends up, as now it's Apex. They go for a similar composition once again. That Quinn is still available, but it didn't work for Keen before. We've talked about him being the counter pick king on blue side this time around. Whoa, hold the phone. Nautilus made it through. What?
Yeah, Nautilus and Poppy. I mean, this is what was happening pretty much yesterday, a little bit today, is these priority picks were thrown away for Corki right here, which I think is fine. But then on the other side, they really just wanted the Braum. They didn't want Xpecial to have that. They wanted Smoothie to have that champion, high priority on it, and then the Graves take away from Keen, so they didn't have to deal with that again. But now they have to deal with what is most likely a top lane Poppy and a mid lane Nautilus. Yesterday, Alex each played mid lane Nautilus, and I almost guarantee you that these two teams scrimmed each other because they're opposite side of the bracket, and when you're opposite side of the bracket from each other, you actually do scrim each other quite frequently. It happens all the time in playoffs because you know you're not facing them in first round.
A lot more opportunity to get practice without worrying about your strategy being leaked. But Lucian once again locked in, so it is Lucian Braum for Fabi and Smoothie for the 4th time in a row. Actually, did they play it? No, it was Lucian Bard most recent in their game against Apex, so close but not quite. And Lissandra now locked in for Youngbin as he's really picking that mid lane very quickly.
Yeah, Lissandra into Nautilus. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Tell me why.
Because Nautilus is going to buy Banner of Command first and shut you down. And then he's going to buy Zerat Portal and he's going to shut you down harder. I don't like that. I think that's not a good matchup at all. I think that picking an AP when you see a Nautilus on the table, as well as a Poppy, 2 champions that can just become minion masters, just, I really don't like that pickup. It's hard to suggest something that would be a good pickup, though, in the mid lane against Nautilus at the moment. Kayle actually does a pretty good job, because you have ranged auto attacks. You actually get enough attack speed to deal with bannered up minions. And you also are an AP threat, and you shred resistances, so you can actually kind of take Nautilus out of the game. But you have to be a very specific player that plays Kayle mid.
Very small subset of current pros that do that right now.
Or even top.
So the answer now from Apex. An undying team, Unbreakable Will, Lamb's Respite, not to mention 2 naturally tanky characters in Nautilus and Poppy. Apex, they're just going to try to outlast Team Liquid Academy, and the answer is Trundle now locked in for Zig.
Answer's Trundle, try to get rid of some of those resistances because it's going to be such a hard team to actually take down. Team Liquid Academy, you're looking at 4 damage dealers here on this squad. I was talking about more threats. Well, there are more threats now. But the question is this enough damage to get through Apex's tanks? You have Poppy, Alistar, and Nautilus, 3 of the tankiest champions in the entire game at the moment. That's going to be very difficult to deal with. Mixed damage as well with your ranged AD carries. You have the magic damage from Corki, and you have a jungler, Kindred, without the possibility of anybody being able to knock him really outside of his ultimate. So I definitely think that Kindred, I think they're a good pickup here, and rounding out the composition beautifully.
Yeah. Very strong composition for Apex in this game number 4. And coming into this, they just need to close out and win 1 more game to advance to the Challenger Finals. This is huge for them if they can take this. And with such a strong comp, they're really going to be making a statement. But let us know who you think is going to take it. Will it be Apex advancing, or will TLA take us to game number 5? Tweet hashtag APXWin or hashtag TLAWin to @LOL Esports. It's been pretty even so far. It's sort of shifted back, actually. It was TLA in the lead, and now back to even.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. TLA, they did have those early game advantages, and then they didn't have it last game. And TLA was looking on the up and up. This is a squad that people are actually doubtful that they were going to make playoffs. They barely squeaked in. They lost 2 of their shot callers, and they're taking Apex to Game 4 so far. They want to take them to Game 5. They want to be able to make it to the promotion tournament, but Apex are 1 win away from securing that and making sure that they get to play TDK.
Yeah, 2 teams enter, 1 team leaves. Apex has the current lead advantage, 2-1. And TLA have got everything on the line in this game. Bit of an auto attack from Youngbin. Ooh, finds Keen. He's now got a corrupting potion as well, so double sustain in the mid lane. As Chris goes for yet another corrupting potion. He's had Poppy 2 times in a row to the Nautilus of Zig, so rather passive and slow early game. And this is sort of what we expect from these 2 teams. They're not exactly, I'm talking about like the super early.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lane swap this game. I think it's going to be one of the first times we see a lane swap in this series. Of course, the remade game at the start of the day did have one, but the 2-on-2 has typically gone in favor of Fabi Smoothie. Now, it's just going to become a race. Looking for the invade here. Spotted out. And the TLA side is also going to be spotted out here, where the invade from Special Police comes in. Are they still going to be greedy here? Oh, wait, they're going to collapse! They're going to collapse!
This is not good for Liquid Academy. Smoothie gets a stun onto Eve, but Keen, ooh, a little bit late making it to lane. Special, though, just being a bit of a bully. Doesn't have any CS, so that means TLA secured all of them. Acadian just answers back with a bit of damage onto Special.
Yep. No real disruption here at the start of the game. That is the exhaust of Smoothie down, though. So
I think Rafe's just fired out of his butt.
That special third shot, you know?
But only after
Smoke
a really
screen.
spicy meatball.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
End of the line.
Collateral damage.
See, this is why we didn't let him have a cigar, because we just got up in flame at that point.
Ignited everything. Would've burned down the whole building.
Anyway, lane swaps coming out here. TLA, 3-man in the top, continuing to have Acadian farm. Typical lane swap. But actually, at the bottom side of the map, though, Apex are having Chris double jungle a little bit longer. So he's going to be a little delayed getting down here and see if what his damage would have been contributing to this turret actually ends up being substantial. Special? Oh, man, that turret was,
yeah, surprise.
had it out for him.
Turrets do damage. So they are shoving forward. Police.
Yeah, they're pretty behind, but it's not going to be punishable. They're probably going to have to wait an extra wave. So it'll be taking down a wave before.
Clean bounce from Zig. Actually, I think that might push because of the... Oh, no. Well, it's close enough. I think it's close enough. Minion's going to go down, but the next wave should start to push back in TLA's side.
But what this means, though, is that Chris does get some alone time with that top wave. He gets to sit around unharassed. And he gets to actually pick up some CS in the top wave. Ooh, if he hits a special.
Ooh, special side steps at the last second. So down to 2 health.
Too far.
Flash engaging. Special turns it around onto Smoothie. He doesn't stand a chance. First blood, Eve.
Special able to turn that around. He gets the headbutt. Chris gets the E into the wall, and then Smoothie's forced to flash away into a bad area, and then he just gets picked up from there. No exhaust because he used it at the level 1. That's going to be first blood, of course, going over to Kindred, going over to Eve. Oh, man. Yep. Too aggressive. I think that's what TLA are starting to edge towards, is too aggressive. Too aggressive at this point.
Looking at your votes, it's 53% now in favor of Apex. Oh, how the tides have turned.
It's been slowly working its way.
56, 53, 50. Yeah. And now 47 for Team Liquid.
It's gone by 3% every game. Yeah, 56, 53.
Yep.
50. Yeah.
Down to 47 now.
Boom, boom.
Well, now that the fans have lost faith.
Winning the hearts.
Some of the fans. A very small amount of the fans, hopefully, have lost faith.
Oh, are they losing faith, or Apex just winning the hearts of others?
The hearts and minds.
or the fingers and the hands and the Twitter accounts.
I was like, where's he going? Okay, that's where he's going. That's where he's going with that one. Looks like we see another turret shove as the duo of Fabi and Smoothie try to break down the turret with a little bit of help from Akaadian.
Oh my god. Wait. Sorry, I have to...
Irene needs to
okay,
take a deep
I'm
breath.
getting excited, but I don't know if I should be just yet. Because Keen has a Dark Seal and a Doran's Ring as his second items. He's not rushing Banner of Command here for Youngbin. This may be an AP Nautilus. I'll check back in with you guys later.
So take a look at his base stats. Is he going armor or AP?
He's got 12 magic penetration.
Hey!
He doesn't have AP. He's got 15 AP from both items, so he's got 30 total. No runes or masteries that give him AP. And he's got 5 armor pen, 12 magic penetration.
What's his mastery?
Is Keystone?
Is it Grasp?
I don't believe it's Grasp. We'll see when he walks up and autos something. I missed it if we showed it earlier.
So the thing with the Dark Seal is the increased sustain on the Corrupting Potion. Stay in lane.
Yeah, he's at least got the Lifesteal and the Spell Vamp mastery from the Ferocity tree. But it doesn't matter because they're like, oh, it's not a tank Nautilus. Let's go kill him.
Oh, Akaadian taking a few hits, and Keen gets locked down and dropped down. TLA get a kill of their own. Did you happen to catch what mastery he had while all of that was going on? Was there an opportunity?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, boy. Okay, so TLA quickly pull the trigger, similar to game number 1, where we saw them move as 5, move as a group, and shut down a member of Apex. Yeah, poor guy didn't stand a chance.
He might have Thunderlords.
We would love to have known, aside from that CC lock.
Yeah, if only.
Okay, so he's farming it up. Now he's got a Null Magic Mantle on top of that with some boots. He's not going to fall for that trick again. Unless he falls for that trick again.
That would be the condition in which he falls for that trick again.
Yeah, Pink Ward on the side just to keep himself clear of vision. Another Pink Ward on the side for Youngbin. He's going to be spotted out by Eve as they farm it out. Cool. Everything seems to have evened out just a little bit. He's not going AP, dude. I don't think he is.
Where the no? That's Abyssal Scepter. It's going to be Abyssal Scepter. Let me live my dream. He's got 12 magic penetration. Why not shred more of your enemies? Rely on your base damages. Wreck kids.
I mean, it synergizes with Corki.
Yep.
Just go deep.
I actually, from a strategical standpoint, I don't like it as much as a tank Nautilus in this scenario to shut down Lissandra.
But as a person.
But as a lover of fun League of Legends, and the fact that I have been in this room for almost 5 hours now.
Yeah, we're going on 5 in 15 minutes.
Give me the Abyssal Scepter.
All right, Dragon now being started out by Apex, their first of the game. They're going to be able to secure it without contest, though. Here comes Akaadian. No, Eve! Ah! He has to flash over the wall. And this is actually Liquid Academy taking the first Dragon of the game. I was scared for Eve there.
Yeah, he was scared for himself as well. I'm actually quite interested in, maybe I'm behind the times as a Kindred jungler. Many people are going Devour. King seems like, or sorry, Eve is going Devour, and we saw Santorin pretty much all day yesterday go for Devourer. I understand that every 4th auto attack will end up giving you the double hit of your passive, and also it's got attack speed on it, right? Which Warrior doesn't, of course. But this makes you very contingent on getting your stacks, and if you're denied stacks, then you can be pushed out of the game, and that build will suck.
Thanks for being gentle about it. We'll see what he decides to go for as Apex. Now they control that top side. They finally break down the top tier 1, and they've got control over the Scuttle Crab if they decide to collapse, but getting a bit hungry, looking for Akaadian first, who's got the current hunt mark for Apex.
Yeah, going for the Scuttle Crab, of course. Picking that one up. This will be his second stack.
If he gets passive.
Yeah, if he gets around 5 or 6 stacks, if he gets to the point where he actually has to kill people or get Rift Heralded.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh, I think that's a really good point to be at, of course. But I think Warrior for Kindred takes over the early game. This might allow Kindred to be a later game threat with the attack speed, but we shall see.
So we shall. 10 minutes in.
Yeah, trying to wrap my head around it. I think that's why. But being contingent on actually killing jungle camps isn't always, or killing the enemy's jungle camps isn't really that great. Because but
it's not exactly reliable.
Yeah, basically, for funsies, if the mark ends up on Gromp, on Gromp or Krug, you just leave it up all game. If it's on your side of the jungle. So if I'm against a Kindred, that's no longer a camp I want to do. I don't want that mark to ever move to a different place. It's deep in my jungle. Make them come and get it. Make them have to get around those turrets. If I own one side of the map, if I get their top lane turret and it's on Krugs, then yeah, it sucks never getting a stack from that. Because you can actually get Kindreds out of the game if you play the map that way. Not enough people actually do that.
Chris. Oh, he stole the blue buff! To the face! Wow! That was awesome! Oh, Chris, that was cool, man. Just the timely invade. Did he have vision of that? I'm not 100% certain if he did, but he just knows the timing of it in time. I think he had a ward that was cleared, maybe? No, he didn't. Was he just... He was just blind invade. Oh, and Acadian's auto attack knocks it out of the bush, too. What? Yeah,
it was actually a blind invade. He walked up, saw that the blue buff was being done by seeing one of the little guys being activated on. We'll see if a TP comes in from Yungbin. I'm actually...
Whoa! Chris takes a lot of damage from that last chomp.
Okay, that's...
He's trying to heal it up a bit, but Liquid Academy have got pressure in 2 lanes now. 3 members on the top on the tier 2 with a roam from Yungbin to help it out. With Chris on the bottom with that blue buff trying to heal up. Double teleport is available.
From both sides. Of course, we just saw the dominance from Zig in that top lane over Chris. Of course, Trundle really doesn't do a whole lot right now until he gets Titanic Hydra and Iceborne Gauntlet. Then he's able to chase down, do a lot of damage, split push, that's what the Titanic Hydra is for, is kill these minion waves incredibly quickly because Trundle's all single target spells.
Eve clears out a ward on his way through the jungle, continuing to farm it up. Acadian has been keeping pace with equal CS, and once again, Fabi opening up with the CS lead over Police in this early game. Didn't quite get to check in at the 10-minute mark, but I can assume it was fairly close. Up to 20 now, working on 3 minion waves.
It's an Aegis. It's a banner.
Oh,
it's the smart build.
You sound so sad. And the most exciting thing, too, is that it's on Keen, the innovative mid laner. If ever there was a person who would do it, it would be this guy.
I've been betrayed.
It's okay, Zyrene. Team Liquid Academy will make it up to you.
Okay, I guess maybe it's Locket. I don't know. Bomby Cinder? I think maybe he wants to buy Bomby Cinder? I don't know.
What are you looking at, the Ruby Crystal?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Ruby Crystal on Keen as well as the Ninja Tabi, so he's definitely going to be going tanky here. I think the Dark Seal is just to give him some type of AP that can stack up. Don't think he'll ever turn it into a Magi's, though. Sad life.
Red buff being picked up by Eve. Dragon's up in 45 seconds, and Apex are well aware. They've got vision in the river.
Yep.
No deep wards. We haven't seen Eve really go for a lot of invades. He's really been focused on keeping presence on the map, trying to keep up in CS with that Acadian.
All right. So you're talking about Dragon being up in 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Push down mid, double TP available, and Trinity Force Power Spike here for Police. So seeing what Police has. Does he have package? No, there is no package.
Special clearing out wards goes on a dangerous mission as Eve gets tagged from the side. They look for the engage. Yungbin is locked down. Still got his ultimate though. Uses it on himself. Smoothie flashes over the wall. This could be a big fight for Apex as they zone it away. There's the depth charge. It is 1 kill for Eve on the Yungbin. Collateral damage. I can't think of it as any other way now. Is going to get Acadian out there, but doesn't get a kill, and Dragon should be going over to Apex now.
Yep. Sectioned off there. basically really good TPs. Chris's was interrupted, though, by Zig, so he wasn't actually able to make it in that fight. It would have been even worse. Fabi most likely would have died, but Zig with the interrupt pillar. And Youngbin sectioned off, fighting 2 AD carries at once, alongside Smoothie.
Chris going for a quick jaunt through TLA's jungle, finds Acadian at his red buff. Not going to steal that one away. Just heads towards the mid lane to keep an eye on it. Here's that fight once again.
Yeah, and that TP that's up above right there, that's actually Chris's, interrupted. And so Chris would have come out and hit Fabi against the wall or Acadian. And that's just only Youngbin going down. So they're actually very lucky that it was just 1 kill. They do have top lane TP advantage. Maybe they can do something with that. But this is a window of opportunity for TLA where they get to force the issue on this map.
Big concern is there isn't exactly a lot of objectives that they can take right now. It's maybe mid-tier 1.
Yeah, I think that you try to siege up, but of course Police and the wave clear that they have now on Apex's side is something that you have to take into account. Split push is something you can do as well. I think that because you have double TP and they're both up, that you get to make that move.
I think word cleared out by Acadian. As Eve gets yet another
3
on stack, up to 3 now, 16 minutes in.
Stacks on stacks. See how many he's got. He's got 3 of his passive.
Oh, and Team Liquid Academy are moving towards the bottom side of the map. They've got 4 members grouped up. Zig with a teleport of his own. They could try to collapse onto Keen here. And yeah, this tier 2 goes down with nary a response from Apex.
Yep. Rush down, equal in gold now, but we'll have to see. Zig, he does have Titanic Hydra, so he's able to actually... Oh, wow, they're just trying to go for the wraparound here. They have the inside track. If they're able to find Apex out of position, Chris is baiting, though.
Flash away. He's baiting indeed.
Oh,
there
boy.
goes the flash hook. It misses. Keen can't get in there. Buddick Special buys some time. Chris gets in, gets a quick snapcast. Eve uses the Lamb's Respite. Everyone's on top of it and healed up. There's another knockup, but they're not quite able to net any kills. Finally, Acadian drops Eve, and suddenly Team Liquid Academy are turning this around. They've got such low health, but they're still winning the fight. Youngbin goes back
Police?
in. He goes down. Double kill for Police, but Zig isn't done just yet.
They can't walk up. They can't walk up.
And there goes a huge ice pillar. Fabi can't quite get him right.
Oh!
The Foss bomb. Zig shuts him down.
You can see their Police on the outskirts of the fight the entire time, just chunking people down, and then Fabi and Smoothie playing, basically dancing with death at the end there. We're like, I can't help you, Zig. If we take a rocket, we die. And Zig's like, no, I got this. I got this. Beautiful pillar, beautiful flash. Inside track, Xpecial gets a great knockup onto 3. And then this is where it goes bad. Exhaust on Eve, even able to do anything. The slow from Youngbin on himself, and then they're able to stall it out. They pick up Eve as he comes out of it, and Chris is just chunked out the entire time. Nice spread there so that they aren't taking AoE damage, and Acadian off on the side as well. And this is just awesome. You can see back and forth, back and forth. Well, can we do it? Can we not do it? And Police jumps over. Flash Nom to Grasp misses the Phospho Bomb because he flashed it. So Zig outplaying there. 2-0-3. We're talking about threats for TLA. They might be able to step up in this game and have Zig be a carry.
Yeah, Zig definitely coming up strong in this. Going for a Sheen now. Could be an Iceborne Gauntlet. I hope it's a Trinity Force and we get to see Zig put on his carry pants. What an unknown threat that would be if Zig were to come out of the woodwork. But 19 minutes in, Liquid Academy 1,000 gold ahead. They did secure that dragon off the back of that fight. And Rift Herald was secured. Eve has got it right now with another hunt stack onto Youngbin. So after the fight, things calm down once again. Everyone goes back to farming, just like we've seen in the past 3 games.
Yep. See if TLA can push their advantage, though. They do have some Baron control. See if they bait. They, of course, do have both TPs. Keen is lacking his, so TP advantage for TLA again. So they get to split push. They get to 1-3-1.
That looked like a really painful process.
Well, he doesn't have that mini knockback anymore on the Scuttle. There's a big nerf to his jungle, actually.
Zig split pushing in the bottom. TLA showing a few members on the top side of the map, keeping Fabi and Smoothie in the mid lane. Could be looking for another tier 2 here. They've got teleport on Zig.
Banner. Keen has Banner, and he definitely doesn't have Grasp. I don't know what he has. He might have Thunderlords.
That would be an interesting choice.
Yeah, it would be.
20 minutes in now, and Liquid Academy puts some pressure on the mid lane. Culling finds some damage onto Police. They get some damage onto this tier 1, but the wave clear is so strong, Yungbin zones them away.
Yeah, X-Special went towards the end point of the claw, which is exactly what you want to do as Alistar, because then it forces the Lissandra to take it and flash and W at the same time. So it's really hard. And if he actually buffers the Q appropriately, then he's able to stop you, and you basically just die as Lissandra.
Not exactly the best of situations.
Yeah, I mean,
as far as
I've seen worse.
Yeah. 20 seconds till that dragon comes up again. Number 2 for both of the teams, and after seeing how much it was prioritized by Apex in the previous game, they're going for something similar now.
There it is.
They've got some wards.
Banner minion goes down. Yungbin picks it up. Keen goes towards the mid lane now, and because Keen doesn't have TP, he has to be with the main squad. Of course, this means there's no answer at the moment for Zig's split push. Dragon is live. They're just grouping everybody up. Police gets blue. Definitely needs that for the Dragon if they're going to contest it.
Dragon being started just a bit by Zig. Chris has got teleport on the far side. Package now being picked up by Police. He's going to home guard his way over as quick as he can, but Dragon's already down to half. It might have been too late.
TP.
There goes the teleport. Dragon is secured.
TP home guard. Oh.
And Apex are just too late.
Chris got stopped by the pillar. Put into combat there, so the home guard actually gets stopped. Have confirmation that Keen is running Thunderlords. That's why he has so much flat penetration.
Well, because it is magic damage.
Yeah. Well, the flat penetration from precision.
Oh, right.
So I knew he was at least 12 into, or not 12, sorry. He was at least, oh man, the numbers are all bad now. Yeah, I think.
Well, technically 15, 17.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to take the keystone. It's just highly recommended.
Yeah.
Especially if you're that far down in the tree.
Yep. So he's 12, 18. So he's 12 in ferocity, 18 in cunning, I believe.
Really? Going a little faster, do you?
I believe so, because he has the 2% lifesteal, so he's at least 6.
Yep.
I would assume he would go the entire way.
Interesting.
Because you would want to get Oppressor. You would want to get the extra damage to people who are CC'd, because everything Nautilus does CCs. Like literally everything he does. Auto attack, E, R, Q, everything he does to another champion, CCs.
So far, Keen hasn't been able to make much happen with it, and we saw how well that worked for him in game number 2 when Keen can't get off the ground. Wasn't quite able to make anything happen.
Death's Dance for Graves, for Cadian. Stealing the build.
Eve is on that side of the jungle as well. Gets away with yet another hunt stack, as he was able to secure those Krugs away.
Yep, he's sitting at 5. And he got sated really early on. I want to say 17 minutes. It was rather early.
Along with Asterix Gage, this Kindred is going to hurt.
Oh yeah, it's going to hurt a lot. Eve, he's at that point. I'm actually going to read how many, or how much damage it does. So it's a 6.25. So it's 1.25% per stack.
Nice. Just got all secured. You can see that damage coming into play there. Again, Yungbin finds the banner minion. This guy's been all over the map this game.
Yeah, it hasn't been keeping him down, and I actually think that's because it wasn't completed during the laning phase. I think rushing it first item makes it so that you hit that item, like getting Doran's, getting Dark Seal. You're spending near 1,000 gold on stuff that isn't helping you get to that point in the lane where you can beat Lissandra.
Chris looking for a fight, doesn't find it.
TP,
Yungbin is
flank,
looking for the
flank from Yungbin.
He's going for the casual walk-in flank. Special pulls the trigger though, finds Acadian, knocks him back in, flashes back out. Smoothie gets a big knockup. Yungbin finally joins it up. And no, Chris misses the keeper's verdict. Keen is deep. Is he deep enough though? It looks like TLA are still alive. Chris uses a quick cleanse to keep himself up, and after the skirmish, nobody dies. Lamb's Respite is still up on top of that. And just about everyone's ultimates have been blown.
Yeah, Cadian pretty much back up to full HP now. Able to use the Death's Dance and help himself farm. Used his ulti as well as an escape tool. Oh, Zig can't.
Whoops. Titanic Hydra. You got to get on the side of that ward.
Unlucky. But yeah, Chris does have his QSS. The QSS will help him get out of the ultimate from Yungbin and also Zig.
Yeah, it cleanses Subjugate as well. So 25.5 minutes in, we're seeing a rather slow-paced game once again, despite some early skirmishing. Main priority, seems like we've gone back in time to like Season 5 or Season 4 when dragons were the main priority. Stack those dragons, fight over dragons, and really just kind of try to wait for the enemy team to make a mistake when that's not the name of the game. Neither of these teams making those mistakes.
Well, when you're looking for dragons, it's usually because you're waiting on TP timers or you think that team fighting is how you're going to win the game. So they're split pushing, and then when a dragon comes up, they're like, okay, well, I think we can win the fight now. Let's group and at least attempt.
Split pushing hasn't been entirely successful for either of the teams, as a couple of Tier 2s have been traded. In fact, Liquid Academy just tiny step ahead as they did get that Tier 2 due to a mistake from Apex. Chris will take a bit of punishment, but Zig doesn't overcommit for it. Oh, get it!
Why have we not been seeing Zerats today?
Hammer to the face.
Here's the shield. Don't know why, but okay.
Oh yeah, I guess that is true. Because she does throw a shield. Yeah. Well, I guess it's better than her going, "Ah!"
No, it's not. That's better.
Would you rather have someone say hammer to the face and throw a shield at you, or someone go, "Ah!" and throw a shield at you?
If they said hammer to the face and they threw a shield at me, I'd just be like,
what?
I just got a shield thrown at me by somebody not very smart.
Who's clearly not in their right mind.
Not very observant either.
All right, whatever you say, Chris.
I don't think this works out for Zig. This is not a good story for him. Yeah, you don't win that.
Not anymore.
You don't win that.
There goes the keeper's verdict. Zig actually caught against his own pillar of ice. Here comes Police, and Zig forced to flash out. They try, and yes, they get the stun against the wall. Chris goes down. Meanwhile, they're trading over on the opposite side. Keen caught too far forward. He's so tanky, though. Even a Lamb's Respite, Smoothie standing right in front of it. Gets out before the heal can get him. And Yungbin from the far side, but Chris has teleported to join up with the rest of his team. They'll flash over the wall. Chris gets locked down. Yungbin gets it. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 when it's all said and done.
I'm not sure why Fabi actually flashed there. That seemed like a reactionary flash to maybe something Chris could have done to him, but no. But, oh, they have package. Watch out, TLA. But Apex trying to go in. See what happens here.
Ooh, Police goes boldly where many have gone before, right down the mid lane. He finds a Cadian, but the package doesn't get the knockback or the slow. TLA get the dragon and get out.
That's third dragon for TLA. And with double AD carry, you definitely want to have that movement speed advantage. But it's not just them. It's the Lissandra as well. Having an ability to reposition on Lissandra and not have to use the claw, it helps you with your TP flanks. Really, really good. Want to see what Yungbin's able to do this game. Yungbin and Zig both have TP up. Keen and Chris do not. I don't see them pushing these TP advantages. Of course, we did see Zig die on that one-on-one. Nice little tag there by Smoothie, and that's what did it. The stun afterwards. Turns around onto Fabi. Smite comes out. They're doing so much damage to Keen despite him being very tanky. And then the peel back. Smoothie's not dying either. He walks out of Lamb's Respite. Right there, yeah. I guess he was afraid of a special coming in with possibly a headbutt pulverize at that point, because he did have pulverize. He ended up using it and trying to hit Yungbin with it, but it didn't work.
Not quite able to take an advantage. Apex caught on the back foot in that 1-for-1 trade. Special sidestepping some of the damage that TLA is tossing out, but ward ends up being cleared as the double sweepers.
Yeah, Phantom Dancer
used. Yep, there's the Phantom Dancer. Acadian shamelessly snagging that build away.
Yeah.
Still not able to break down this tier 1, though.
Yep.
Apex are defending it. as true sentinels.
Oh, here come the pings.
Oh, Hook does
And
find
Poppy.
Smoothie. Takes a bit of damage there. Actually gets knocked back, forced to flash away. There goes the Keeper's Verdict. It is going to separate Acadian. Stun finds Fabi against the wall. Zig and Youngbin don't want to engage just yet. Chris, ooh, does get the stun, immediately cleanses it, then eats another. Lamb's Respite keeps him safe for now. They can fight within it, but it's about to wear off.
Fabi?
It does indeed. Fabi kites forward. And nobody has died just yet. There's some more damage tossed out by Youngbin. Finally, the turret goes down, and they dodge Keen's hook. Youngbin goes deep, and Keen flashes out, but the stun locks him down. He goes down to Fabi.
Only one death throughout all of that, though. And that was rather well played from multiple members here. Xpecial played that fight really well. Good pulverize. Interesting way to start it off as well. But Fabi, Youngbin, and also Zig. Zig maxing the pillar second so he can get catches. It's something we see supports usually do, but it doesn't really help him in the one-on-one scenario. You see right here, they say they're going to keep going. Looks like they're on different pages. Smoothie gets knocked in, and then Chris gets them knocked out, but Fabi uses heal really early on because he thinks Chris is going to be able to turn it on him. Youngbin comes in, throws down the ulti, stun and slow, and then Fabi able to clean up on the outside. And I think the subjugate was actually used on a target that wasn't Chris there. Or actually, I think it was used after Chris used his QSS. So I believe I saw it afterwards. So he waited for that because Chris got stunned by the Braum stun, and he was able to use it. Full effectiveness.
Smoothie at the end of that fight, landing the critical Winter's Bite that ended up securing the kill.
Well, this is interesting because wave clear, and now multiple members of Apex, almost all 5 of them, are in this bottom side of the map. And this game is just so close right now.
So have most of the games been. You know, it's really been neck and neck, the two styles clashing of...
And TLA have had leads in these games more often than Apex has. Apex is the #1 seed in Challenger, and they've proven that they are all individually very skilled, but TLA seem like their teamwork in between those fights are really good, and Apex in the fights, they've been seeming to come out on top just a little bit more in the series. So if TLA can tighten up their team fights, they might be able to bring this to a Game 5, close it out, see what happens. But Apex, they're on match point.
It's do or die time for Team Liquid. They need this win to take us to Game 5. A loss here means relegation to the Challenger Series or yet another split.
Well, you go back to it, yeah.
Yes.
You don't improve.
It's the chance. So right now they're on the chance to come out.
Yeah.
And if they miss that chance, that means they're going to be stuck in Challenger Series for another few months.
Yep.
But the improvement that we've seen, not only over the past few months since January, but over this series alone from Team Liquid Academy, has been phenomenal. As you mentioned, keeping pace with the first place seed in Challenger, it just speaks volumes about how much this team has grown.
Yeah, I think that a big thing to think about when you add new members to a team, maybe it'll click for like the first few games, but then people start to question what their roles are on the team. And TLA, they didn't even have that whole we're clicking at the start thing when they got rid of Dardoch and Matt, or they moved them up to the main squad. That they went through a phase of, okay, how does Acadian play? How does he play alongside us? Do we have to adjust our style? Does he have to adjust his? How does he fit? Where do we give the gold? And that's something that even the TL main squad has been going through, right? Like Phoenix, Piglet, Dardoch, and then you have a Fiora Riven player in the top lane who has to move the tanks. Right now, though, we'll talk about this. Apex has no longer... Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Has the package onto Police. Dragon up. It's 4th Dragon for TLA if they get it. Banner used on a cannon minion. Seed down the mid lane. This might be enough pressure. Zig in the top, trying to get a turret, and he's actually probably going to get that.
Zig looks to succeed. Teleport available for both Chris and Zig. The top tier goose, top tier 2 goes down. Apex are going to pull the trigger on this Dragon, trying to burn through its health before Liquid can respond. Acadian gets in front and eats a huge hook. He takes a lot of damage. Yungbin over the wall gets a huge snare. He is able to lock Keen down, but there's the Lamb's Respite. It buys enough time. Yungbin gets the Zhonya's as it wears off. Double teleport brings the tanks in. Yungbin finally goes down. Chris is tanking so much, but it's answered back. They're turning it around. Fabi is doing what he can. Chris on the far side, not able to find Acadian. He's buying time by kiting them away, and he is going to go down. Fabi nets the double kill, and Liquid Academy come out on top, 2 for 1, and most importantly, the 4th dragon.
Exactly, that 4th dragon. That means in 6 minutes, they're able to force the issue at 41:05 and be like, okay, you have to fight us here. Maybe they get Baron for it. Speaking of Baron, I think they're going to go for it right here. It looks like they're just clearing the mid, trying to push that out. Eve still up, has Smite, has Flash.
Yeah, Yungbin will have his teleport when he respawns. Chris does not have his. He's got a much longer respawn timer. They're burning through its health so quickly. There goes the blue trinket to spot it out. Down to about half, 6,000. Here comes Police Team and Special. There goes the Pillar of Ice. Eve tries to get into the pit. Hook goes in. Oh, it's stolen! He stole the Baron! This is Apex turning it around into a fight that Culling is doing what it can. Eve did go down, but Keenan, Police might go down in answer. Keen is so tanky. He actually gets the kill on another member of this. Keen finally will drop to Fabi while Police, makes it over the Pillar. Finally will get dropped, but he answers with another one.
What?
Wait, does Special have the Baron? Oh my gosh, he does. What on earth is going on with this game? Apex coming back with the Baron steal. Chris goes in, looks for Yungbin. Quick snapcast, buys some time. They're getting some damage back, but they don't do quite enough. Yungbin is getting chunked low. It's Special forced to use the Unbreakable Will. Not quite able to pin Yungbin against the wall, and this means Apex are going to be forced to disengage. But Cyrene, what? That was awesome.
Yep. Oh man, Eve with the steal.
The clutch steal.
So, how do you keep him out of the pit? Well, you used the Trundle Pillar, and then they just jump in. Eve gets it. That went down to 230 HP. There was a window in there very easily that Acadian could have smited it. And no, he didn't like miss smite a champion instead with his red smite. That was just a flat out miss. And that right there, man, crits him, magic damage crit, about 500, 600 damage from that. And Fabi drops his first death of the game, 6-1 and 5. He's only missed out on 1 kill in this game. Same with Zig. Like, their kill participation is through the roof, but Apex, they were down, I think, about 5,000 gold at one point. They just bounced back. 1,000 gold difference here between TLA and Apex, neck and neck, but there still is that 4th dragon, threat of a 5th. That's the thing that TLA have that can close the game out for them.
It's going to be in about 2.5 minutes, around that 40-41 minute mark. We're going to see that dragon come back up. So with that sword of Damocles hanging over Apex's head, they have been turned up the heat as Liquid Academy are continuing to keep pace with this. After a very rough regular season in the Challenger Series, Liquid Academy are giving Apex a run for their money. No team has quite taken it to Apex like we're seeing in this game, like we've seen in this set.
A lot of people were expecting a quick 3-0, considering the state that TLA has been in the last few weeks. Apex, though, it may be a 3-1. They're squeaking back into this game. 700 gold down.
Scuttle Crab being secured for Acadian.
All right, I want to take stock of these builds really quickly.
While we've got time.
Yeah, while we have some time. GA for Zig, so he might just look to be a split pushing threat and just try to actually run up. The thing with Chris as well is as this build progresses, that QSS may fall out of his build. And then
she just said shield to the face.
Oh, she said shield? Okay.
I think she said shield.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll believe you. It's probably a mistake that I am, but I'll believe you.
Hey!
Eve also goes for Death Stance as well on the Kindred. So he has Death Stance, Phantom Dancer, Sterix, so pretty much the Graves build. Interesting thing is Acadian isn't actually going for the Sterix at all. He's going for the Maw, as well as possibly Lord Dominik's.
Dragon's up in 90 seconds. This is number 5 for TLA after winning the last fight.
Yeah, all you have to do as TLA is push wave, get control. Push wave, get control. Even if you want to make a pick, that's fine. Fabi needs to stay safe. That's what needs to happen in this fight if TLA want to win it. Fabi needs to be secured. But luckily for TLA in this game, they have 4 threats. You have to pay attention to Zig, Akaadian, Yungbin, and Fabi. You have to divide your attention. You cannot just all pile onto Fabi like the other games. He's got backup.
Successful diversification of their damage. Team Liquid Academy are getting ready. Police has got the package. 50 seconds for that Dragon.
Yeah, Police has package. It's actually going to be gone before Dragon comes up. So a little bit of a premature package there. We do see Yungbin pushing the top lane, and he does have TP. No answer just yet, but when you are pushing like this, you have to get somebody to come back and answer you, or...
Yeah, it looks like it's Keen. He's completing his recall right now with the teleport of his own.
Yeah, I assume that they really want to get control.
15 seconds
Where's
on
the
that
TP?
Dragon.
It looks like they're just going to try to go for the jugular here. Yungbin has been sitting in base. Dead giveaway that it is a TP home guard Lissandra play that he wants to pull off. He hasn't left base. He hasn't even walked up. He could have easily done that by now.
Apex are grouped as 5. Keen actually walks up.
This is where they whittle each other down. If anybody kind of shows any cracks,
Smoothie with the style and move makes it over the wall. Chris actually doesn't have his charge now.
Where is that TP?
But Apex get the fast track right down into that Dragon pit. They're going to secure Scuttle Crab right now.
King bot, TP from the bot side. They're looking for a flank.
Yeah, looking to collapse now. Dragon's down to 4,000 health. Acadian just needs to get this one smite. Yungbin gets in. He locks down Police. Police is still alive. Yungbin drops the Zonias. There's the land thrust, but Dragon has been forgotten. And TLA are fighting for their lives against Apex. Police goes down to Zig. Eve is going to almost drop as well. And it looks like Chris will get a kill on the far side. Yungbin did drop, but it's currently 4 versus 4. The fight is moving forward, and Chris is doing some serious work with a double kill. And Liquid Academy are going down. There's the Guardian Angel on Zig. Chris is so low health, but Zig has got to run for his life. There goes the Pillar of Ice. She's buying some time. Can he keep his team alive? It looks like yes, but this Dragon 5 win condition has been denied.
And that is insane. The TP flank comes through. Police looks like he's going to go down so quickly, but just the quick fingers there, and everybody's able to just pile stuff onto him, make sure he stays alive long enough, and then the backline threat. Chris is so hard to kill for Fabi that it's ridiculous. Chris is just standing in the front line, uses the cleanse on the subjugate, or the QSS, and then goes back in, and he just tries to apply pressure on his backline. Special punts Fabi out. Now Chris walks up. Keen goes after Fabi, trying to shut him down, and then Fabi has to use his Relentless Pursuit away. Special once again headbutts back up, immediately onto Fabi again, and Chris goes for Fabi. So it's just all of these gap closers being used on Fabi, back to back to back to back, over and over again. And Chris just barely lives. Oh, the blue buff tried to smack him.
Yeah, he's going to get away with his life, and that Dragon Secure buys another few minutes for Apex. In fact, it gets them to their second stack. Team Liquid Academy now down in gold. Baron has spawned, but we're not going to see any attempts to take it. 43 minutes in, and this game is just as even as if we were at the 20-minute mark.
And these junglers are actually incredibly tanky and doing an incredible amount of damage. Eve's contribution, and I understand the Devourer as well now, because when you're this tanky, all you really need to do is get more stacks, or more applications of your stacks off. He's at 8 stacks, so he does 10% of the enemy's current health as bonus physical damage. So all he needs to do is just get attacks off. Attack speed is definitely going to help you do that, and also the every 4th attack from the Devourer. So once you get to this point, it helps her have, or helps them, Kindred, have actually really good late game. And we're seeing that here.
44 minutes in, even in kills, 1,000 gold separating the teams. Team Liquid Academy trying to push Apex out of this, but again, Apex are not going down without a fight. This is so competitive.
Yeah, oh my god, like LCS promotion tournament on the line. Apex, they came to play, But so did TLA. TLA is showing up despite being down 1,000 gold now, one of the first deficits they've had this entire game. And like I said, Apex are just playing the fights a little bit cleaner. Right? TLA plays the map better, but Apex are playing the fights, and that's what's been mattering here. Also, Chris kept the QSS, turned it into Mercurial Scimitar instead of going for more tank stats here. And this is a Baron being started up. It'll go down so fast.
Burning through its health so quickly. Liquid are rushing forward. They get it down to 5,000 and decide to back away. Looking for a bit of a collapse. Here goes Chris from behind. He is able to find Acadian. He's locked down, but is still so tanky. Knocked up. He makes it over the wall and is still standing. Zig in the front along with Smoothie. Youngbin on the side, keeping Eve occupied. Acadian gets knocked out of the fight. Youngbin goes in and gets locked down by Chris. Zig can't catch up to him once again as Eve is shredding through his health so quickly. Apex are getting the kill and getting away. Whoa, police, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. He's wait, he's alive. Wait, they're not done just yet. Pillar of Ice buys them some time. Eve drops the respite, pulls Fabi into it. Fabi goes down. Fabi is dead. Team Liquid Academy are dropping. That's an ace. That's an ace. 5 members of Chris are alive. But Apex are alive. They're gonna try to end the game.
And Chris was a huge part of that. The hammer knocks people away, keeps people alive. He even backs to TP back in. And even if TLA had started to turn that around, he was there as insurance. These team fights, every single time, just edging a little bit closer to Apex. Little by little, they get themselves back into this game, and TLA, they're gonna be back in Challenger, but Apex, they are in the finals, and they are in the LCS promotion tournament.
Yeah, amazing play from Apex, going 3-1 against Liquid Academy. When it's all said and done, they drop the Nexus, they win this game number 4, and advance to the NA Challenger Series finals of the playoffs. That was, oh my gosh, that team fight. Oh, I'm still catching my breath. That was amazing. The team fight at the end, Police really flirting with danger, but they pulled it together. As you mentioned, time and again, just barely eking out an advantage in those team fights.
And the same thing stands. Fabi again, 6-3-7. Really ahead pretty much the entire game, and then he's still not able to pull it out. This is heartbreaking. I would actually love to have his combined score from this series. Despite it being 3 losses for his team, I'm pretty sure that it's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, Fabi played his heart out in this set. All of Team Liquid Academy did over the course of this series, these grueling 4 games. And this was not an easy victory for Apex. They really had to grind this out.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had to play their hearts out as well on Apex's side. This was not an easy series for them. It was really long. It was really difficult. And TLA showed up, and it doesn't look like Apex was expecting that type of opposition.
Mm-hmm. And even though Team Liquid Academy are still going to be in Challenger Series for the next split, they're not quite making it to the promotion tournament. I am so excited to see what they're going to be bringing in the next few months as we get into that summer split. Because, again, their growth has been spectacular.
Oh, yeah. And right now, it's kind of one of those things where you go, well, what if they were this team at the start?
Right.
And if they had pulled these guys in, they had pulled Smoothie in, they had pulled Acadian in, and they had been this roster from the beginning instead of having Dom, Zeri, and then like jumping between junglers. Well, we don't know. But this squad does look like it's rather competitive. They just need more time together and see what happens. But I do also like Apex subbing out Shrimp. I love Shrimp, but subbing him out after the loss and being like, Eve is going to play these 2 games. We need a damage carry jungler as opposed to a farm carry jungler, which I think was the right move because it definitely put more pressure on Fabi.
Yeah, it worked out for them. Dropping the respite in that last team fight, that ended up winning it for them as the rest of Liquid Academy rushed in. Again, the individual skill of these players is incredible. Very experienced, very, very skillful. And, I mean, these guys have been playing out of their minds. Apex, you know, the first seed did drop that last, I believe it was actually two games now to TLA, once in the regular season and one in game number 2 of this series. The only team to take 2 wins off of Apex.
Yep, the only team to do that at all.
Yeah.
In the entire year, or I guess the creation of Apex.
Yeah. So, again, yeah, we'll see if they have another best of 5 coming up. Yeah. Where they will be playing Team Dragon Knights, TDK, next week. But just the fact that they were this close you got to start to wonder what's going to happen. We actually have a replay of that last team fight for you, and we're going to go ahead and break it down. Looks like it is that amazing back and forth. Apex so aggressive as they just try to end the game, but they just can't quite pull it off. Acadian is going to make it over the wall, keep himself alive. Smoothie single-handedly taking up the rest of his team along with Zig. And it was just so much being traded back and forth and back and forth. Chris narrowly gets away with his life. Here it looks like Team Liquid Academy, despite losing one, are going to get away before Police dashes in, almost gets chunked out. And here is the huge bait turnaround. There's the Pillar of Ice. Looks like Smoothie goes in. The Respite and Fabi locked down just outside of range, gets destroyed. And with Fabi gone, that's the majority of the damage, resulting in the ace for Team Apex as they rush down to end the game and take that incredible win. And now, that just goes to show how incredibly powerful Apex are as a team. But with that win in the series, let's actually check out how the bracket is filled out right now. Apex are currently going to be #1 in the seeds. They're advancing to challenge Team Dragon Knights, getting #3, winning just yesterday over Ember 3-1. Both teams also earn a spot in the summer promotion tournament. But joining me for a conversation about that amazing win, Xpecial, that was awesome. 3-1, so neck and neck throughout that entire game. How did you do it, man?
That series is actually really close.
Yeah.
We came in with obviously being first seed. We were very confident, and we came in and the games were close. They were neck to neck, and obviously the 2-hour kind of pause thing definitely didn't help for us. But I'm really happy we pulled it out. I'm happy that we were able to show up. Maybe not our best performance, but at least we won.
Yeah, and that win is, of course, what matters in the end. 3-1. We were talking about it over and over throughout the games. Absolutely grueling matches as you guys grinded out. How did you keep it together?
It was tough. I think after our first loss, I felt really beat just by like being here for such a long time. Like the pauses, I literally just went outside, took a deep breath, and came back in and felt a lot more refreshed. And third game, we just came back, and with Eve as well, I think it was interesting. We didn't really expect to have to resort to using Eve since the two play a similar style, but slightly different as well, and he performed really well as well. I think our whole team did well. I think we need to play a little bit slower, to be honest, and the games will be a little bit cleaner.
Mm-hmm. What's it been like practicing with these two junglers? I've heard you guys want to go for like a Faker Easyhoon kind of thing.
Right. I mean, we kind of just swap them in and out depending on situation, and sometimes we do better with Shrimp, sometimes we do better with Eve, and kind of just varies day to day. And today, Shrimp did well, but Eve also did really well.
Yeah, he definitely did perform for the game. Winning those last 2 games helped quite a bit. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your expectations of TLA. I mean, they were 4th place coming in. They narrowly squeaked by into playoffs, and then they gave you this incredible set of games.
Yeah, I mean, huge shout out to TLA. They played extremely well. We were completely surprised. Obviously, their balling's kind of their main focal point, and they really focused their balling in the first few games. They got solo kill on Police, and they just had a lot of pressure. They were doing really well. Really big shout out to those guys. They worked really hard, and they showed it, and they performed today.
Yeah, they definitely did. Now, one final question for you. You got to go head-to-head against the person who ended up replacing you on Team Liquid, Smoothie. What was that like?
Actually, Smoothie and I have been getting along really well. Even when he joined the team, we were hanging out a bunch. I respect all the guys on TLA. We're not super close, but we're still friends. And when I'm in Santa Monica, we hang out. We're rivals, but at the same time, we're not enemies.
Yeah, very solid. Well, expectations for the split. You got playoffs coming up, and then promos after.
We want to make it into LCS. That's my goal from the very beginning. The goal of the team, goal of our coach Saint, and we're all working really hard to accomplish that. And I think today was a good first step, but it was a shaky first step.
Yeah, well, you did end up taking that step for you. Xpecial, man, thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on the win and advancing into the finals next week.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Hopefully we do even better. TDK looked really good. We weren't expecting them to beat Ember as well, and they did, and it means we have a tough opponent.
Yeah, well, we'll certainly keep our eyes glued for that, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to check out Week 8 of the EU LCS, which is going to hit your streams tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. But on behalf of myself, Zyrene, and the rest of the podcast crew, and especially Xpecial, thank you so much for watching, and good night. there. Budding Special buys some time. Chris gets in, gets a quick Snapcast. Eve uses the Lamb's Respite. Everyone's on top of it and healed up. There's another knockup, but they're not quite able to net any kills. And TLA are fighting for their lives against Apex. Police goes down to Zig. Eve is going to almost drop as well. And it looks like Chris will get a kill on the far side. Youngbin did drop, but it's currently 4 versus 4. They're not done just yet. Pillar of Ice buys them some time. Eve drops the Respite, pulls Fabi into it. Fabi goes down. Fabi is dead. Team Liquid Academy are dropping. That's an ace. That's an ace.